Alright, y'all. Let's have a talk about something. This day is Throwback Thursday, right? Let's do a throwback. Well, when was the time back in the day when y'all went over somebody in your family's house and you was over there getting your grub on? Matter of fact, let's take it back to even younger. When you was probably like 5, 6 years old, something like that, and you sitting there eating a bowl of cereal. You go to the cabinet, you get the sugar. You go get your Frosted Flakes, your Fruit Loops, or whatever kind of cereal that you choose. And you sit down and you done pour the cereal in there. You done put the milk in there. Even with Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes, I actually like an extra sugar on it. And you take and put some sugar on top of it. And you let it sit for like 5 minutes. And then you start eating it. Then you realize, wait a minute, what the hell? Wait, what is this here? Wait a minute, you got something brown floating in your cereal, and you mess around and find out that it's a damn roach. Because somebody let the damn top off the sugar, or they done got into your Frosted Flakes or your Fruit Loops or whatever cereal brand that you eat, and all of a sudden you be like, damn. So you just take the spoon right there where you see it at. You say, dip it and flick it. You ain't thinking about it as a child. You're not even thinking about, like, damn, that motherfucker done died in there and got in my milk and what have you, and now it's done spread out, okay, all up in your food. You ain't thinking about eating it. And it crossed my mind the other day. Maybe that's the reason why ain't too many, and maybe some colored folk ain't catching C-19. Because we done been through some ish, okay, to the point that our body is immune. How many of y'all flight people out there actually know what it is to eat a roach? Okay? We of color, we done ate food the way it was, food half spoiled, about ready to go. You need to throw that shit out in the trash and what have you. But what we gonna do? We gonna boil it. We gonna boil it. The chicken, we open up that chicken bag, smell it, like, But I ain't wasting my chicken. You know, black color folks, we ain't gonna waste no chicken. And you take that chicken pack and you smell it, like, dang, what am I gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna find ourselves a small pot. We gonna put it in the pot. We gonna boil it. We gonna boil the funk out of that bag that came with that chicken. Okay, and that's one thing. Imagine another time that you sitting there and you eating grandmama's cookies. This ain't never happened in my family because, you know, I was down with, you know, getting rid of roaches. Okay, and you sitting there eating grandmama's cookies and you realize that one of your chocolate chips got legs sticking out. Okay, and that bitch ain't completely melted. Okay, because you know why? It's a roach. Because you know that you put food in. Hey, because look, I'm gonna tell you like this here. It was somebody I dealt with years ago. This female could cook. When I say she can cook, she can cook. She used to bring platters around my house, and that food was popping. And one day, I went around to her house, and she cooked. The house was trashed, but she can cook. So she asked me, she said, baby, you want something to eat? I'm like, sure enough. She was selling dinners and all that. I was like, sure enough, I want some of that. I'm sitting there at the step and what have you, the microwave sitting there just like you are for me right now. The microwave sitting right there. And I see her put the food on the plate in the kitchen. I'm sitting on the steps right in front of the microwave. And she take my plate and she puts it inside the microwave. When she puts it inside the microwave, I'm like this. And when I look, I seen like 6 motherfucking roaches run. Like somebody said, lights on. You know, they freeze, right? Okay. But like I said, I looked at it, I seen like 6 goddamn roaches in that microwave. I was like, damn. I've been eating roachy food all this time. this time I actually got a chance to sit there and watch her put the food in the microwave. And when she put the food in the microwave, like I said, I seen them roaches running. And everybody knows damn well when you can close the microwave and try and cook them motherfuckers while they by themselves. What they do, they could be in the middle of the damn bowl, and that joint is turning around. They know how to move over here, and then move over here to keep the radiation from killing them. When you open the microwave, what's happening? The motherfuckers are still running. I just looked at the food that was sitting in the microwave before that joint even went beep. I was up and just walked on out the door. Just walked out. Walked out. She's like, Octavius, where you going at? I'm like, I forgot something. And I never ate her food ever again. Because of some fact that I ain't down with the eating the roaches type thing. You know what I mean? You got some people just don't know how to get rid of them cousins that live in your house rent free. They all up in your shit. They all up in your sugar. They all up in your bread. They all up in whatever it is that you leave out for them to get to. I can't stand roaches. That's the reason why when I was a young boy, I learned how to hunt them. So, the moral of the story is, if you need to get rid of the roaches that you got in your house, what you need to do is take my advice. And my advice is simply this. Get yourself some boric acid. The boric acid by itself ain't going to do the job. So what it is that you get yourself some boric acid, you pop that top open, and you get yourself like, I'll be nice about it. I say it like this. Get yourself like one of them little, them little scoopers that comes along with stuff. Get one, like take two of them, and put it down inside that boric acid. And before you spread it around, you cut that tip off, you shake it up real good. Okay, then you start spreading it, because what it is, the boric acid by itself is not going to attract them. What you need is that sugar in it, because what it is, there's a thin coating that's there that attracts them. Okay, like a bee. Okay, the sting in your ass, you fuck with them. Okay, so what it is that you put that boric acid in there, you shake it up, and then you start spreading it around your house, little spots and what have you, so that way it attracts them. What happens is that the adult roaches, they come to where the boric acid and the sugar is at. It gets on their body because it's on their feet, it's on their belly, and all that kind of stuff. And when they go back to the hive and their babies eat it, their baby's going to eat it off their body. They're going to do all that kind of stuff. When the boric acid is mixed in with the sugar. So what happens is that it's going to kill them. And so the best thing to do is to kill them when they're young. Okay? It's kind of so like what the government is doing to us. Okay? Because, like they say, if you burn a candle at both ends, you'll kill the center. Because it's so in fact that the government is looking at like, okay, if we get the young and kill them, then we get the older and kill them, then eventually it's going to come to the center, and it's going to be annihilation, elimination. Okay, so that's the moral of the story, because it's some fact that in its own way, them white people looking at us, people of color, like we roaches. Okay? When they send food out to the neighborhoods, we get the low product stuff. I'm going to go shop in the flight neighborhood, because at least I know they got some kind of good meats in their neighborhood, because they send all the bad stuff to the ghetto. Okay? Yeah, the ghetto. Okay, they send all the bad stuff there, because it's something you got to check your dates on the meat, and you got to smell it. If you got any kind of common sense, you know how to look at it and tell what kind of aging that it has on it. When you go to food markets, you got to check your meat. That sounds kind of crazy, but you got to check your meat. Okay, if things got dates on it, check it. Okay, because what it is that, like I said, all the bad stuff is coming to the hood first. Okay, even with your water. Your water, they say, oh, this here has been sitting here for 3 years. That 3-year-old water is coming to the hood. That water's been in that place when had for about, say, like a month. That's going to the flight hood. Okay, but I ain't even gonna, what I mean, go all deep with it and what have you. But hopefully y'all get some kind of understanding of what I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, stay woke. Pay attention. Pay attention. And I so hope and pray that Donald Trump is not going to be the main topic of the conversation with his impeachments throughout the whole time of Joe Biden's running, okay, and taking control of the country. Because I know y'all tired. I'm definitely tired of hearing him, okay. We know that he, became the leader of a revolution, okay, of the flight people, okay. I looked at the videos over and over and over and over, and they started to talk about it on the news and what have you. Only colored person in that White House was actually doing something sensible was, I forget his name, but the security guard or the security detail person who was leading the mob away from the people who worked there in the flight house. Okay, I can call it White House now because it was a flight house before. Okay, but he was leading people away from where his constituents and his people that he was working for, and he took that job and that oath to protect. He was leading them away from that. Okay, and as they say, why did chicken cross the road? It wasn't only to get to the other side. It's because there's a bunch of crazy ass motherfuckers behind him with forks trying to eat his ass. Okay, so he did his job perfectly. Big ups to the brother. Okay, and hopefully that the next 4 years and hopefully 8 years that Joe Biden is in office, that things can come to a change. Because a change is going to come. It's going to come. I ain't no singer, but you get the point. But this is your boy Octavius C. Stacks out saying holla at your boy. Peace. Deuces. And peace in the Middle East. And fuck the hair grease. Like I said, get rid of them damn roaches in your house, y'all. Boric acid and sugar. Put it down. Holla at your boy. I'm outro.